All right, what's up, everybody? In today's video, we are going to go over the 49ers QB situation. It's quite messy, but when you really look at it, we have the pieces. We just got to see how everything can fit in that puzzle. So we're going to go over all the quarterbacks that are a possibility for next season for the 49ers in this video. And we're going to see what the media is saying, and then I'm going to give my opinion on who the quarterbacks will be for the 49ers next season. Let's just look right into it. Obviously, you saw Brady retired a few days ago, so he's out of the question. There was some speculation Brady would go to the 49ers, but I knew that wouldn't be a possibility because one, we probably would have to overpay for him, and two, it's good to keep cheaper quarterbacks like we have in Lance and Brock Purdy. So the other guy that is worth mentioning, but something came out today, but we'll go over it in just a second. Aaron Rodgers, right there. That's him wearing a Niner jersey. That's what he would look like wearing that Niner jersey. But honestly, I don't really want him on the Niners. He would have been too expensive anyway. It's still a possibility. But today, he did say he's not going to San Fran. Take a look at this clip on Twitter here. Just a second. Let's play it for you. Whoops, not that one.
Hi, Colt.
Got any news you want to share with us?
Not going to San Fran.
You look great with a cowboy star on your helmet.
So he even said, he didn't even ask, are you going to San Fran? He just said that straight up. Aaron Rodgers just said, I'm not going to San Fran. And then the announcer joked, oh, you can go to the Cowboys. I mean, yeah, Cowboys really need a quarterback too. Got to get rid of Dak Prescott. But it is kind of funny when you see Aaron Rodgers say that. It's not like the announcer asked him that, but he's getting texts, he's getting DMs, he's getting tweeted at all day, every day about come to San Francisco. Are you going to San Francisco? So that's the number one question. So maybe he's just kind of saying that, just to say that, like, oh, that's the number one question I'm being asked. So, I'm just going to answer that right off the bat. I'm not going to San Fran. But maybe he said that as a joke. Who knows? I'm sure it's still a possibility he could go to San Francisco. But honestly, my opinion, I don't think the 49ers need Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's a veteran. He's won a Super Bowl, all that stuff. He could throw the ball, but he's getting towards the end of his career. He's going to be way too expensive. We're going to have to pay him way too much. We need to sign players like Bosa. We got to keep our defense together. Maybe bring in another offensive weapon, especially at receiver, a downfield threat. So picking up Aaron Rodgers is not the smartest thing to do if you're the 49ers. So let's just get rid of that one. Aaron Rodgers, gone. So a lot of speculation, too, of Derek Carr leaving the Raiders. That's what Derek Carr would look like wearing that 49er jersey. It's kind of a bad Photoshop. I didn't do that, but I found it online. But that's what Derek Carr would look like there in a Niner jersey. It kind of looks weird, to be honest. Kind of weird to see. But honestly, when I first heard that news, I was kind of... I didn't like it at first, but then when I really thought about it, I'm like, okay, having Derek Carr, he wants to prove everyone wrong, all the haters wrong, that he's the real deal and he could be a winning quarterback. And I think he could definitely fit into the Niners system. All we need him to do is stay healthy. I know he has some issues with that, but he was pretty healthy all last season for the Raiders. I think he could stay healthy for us. He could throw the ball. You don't really need to throw the ball that much in the Niners offense. You could hand off the ball a lot and do little screen passes, little slants, just quick passes in the Niners offense, pitching it. So we just need a guy that can stay healthy. He knows what he's doing. He's a veteran. He's consistent, and he has a lot to prove. And I think him going to the Niners would be a big blessing for him, really, because he's going to have so many offensive weapons, and the possibilities are endless for Derek Carr. So I think Derek Carr going to the Niners is a really good thing, and then having Lance and Purdy as a backup, we need 3 solid QBs as the 49ers. We don't need 2 solid QBs and a crappy third stringer, as we all saw with Josh Johnson. I mean, that was just horrendous to watch that in the playoffs. Him coming in there, it was like we had no quarterback before he got the concussion. So we have to have three great quarterbacks, not three okay quarterbacks, three great quarterbacks or good enough quarterbacks that can do what Kyle Shanahan tells them to do. So Derek Carr going to the Niners, we would definitely have to pay him though. That's the only issue. Not as much as Rodgers, not as much as those top quarterbacks because he has something to prove still. But we would have to pay him a decent amount of money, not a mega contract or anything like that. So that's good. So I do like that getting Derek Carr. So please let me know in the comments too what you guys are thinking, who the Niners should start next season or who we should bring in for next season. So Derek Carr is a possibility here. So I'll get rid of him here. But the main thing is we got to focus on Purdy and Lance. Those are our guys right now. They're signed with us. We have them. Obviously, Purdy's injured. There's reports that he might not be back for a full year. So that means he would miss all of next season. But I really doubt that's going to happen because, he's a young guy. He's going to heal a lot faster. I'm sure there's going to be, different types of surgeries he could do. Some that could get him back faster than others. So realistically, we would probably have Purdy. He's going to miss all of preseason, but he has all of the offseason to recover. Maybe he would miss the first 3 or 4 games of the season. That's what my opinion when Purdy would come back. So Lance will be our starter, or at least he is our starter right now. And I think we do have to give him a second chance. We, traded up in the draft to get Lance, so you might as well give him a second chance. And I think we really are. I think that would be pretty bad if we brought in a new quarterback and then, all right, Lance, you're the backup again, by the way. So I think giving Lance, because Lance is going to be fully healthy. Lance will be QB1 for us. Hopefully he, hopefully he just stays healthy the whole season and plays well, and we go to the playoffs and make a run. That's the ideal situation, obviously. But as you know, as a 49er fan, it never works out like that way. It never works out that way, and we have so many injuries we have to deal with. That's why we need 3 great QBs or 3 really good QBs. And Purdy and Lance could get that done. So if Lance can get us through at least half the season, just give us half the season, Lance, of getting a winning record at least until Purdy gets back. So I know this is terrible to say, but if Lance goes down, we need Purdy to step in. And Purdy went on that crazy winning streak with us. He didn't get a fair chance against the Eagles because of that injury. So we just never know if he really could have beat the Eagles. And I think he could have. I really think we could have. A lot of things. That's a whole nother video about that Eagles game. But we'll just talk about the quarterback here. I do think Purdy could take us. He has a lot to prove too. Like he wants to come back with a vengeance and show people or show the league like I'm here to stay and I'm here to be QB1. So Lance, get us some wins till Purdy comes back healthy, and then now let's talk about our third string QB. If it's Purdy and Lance as number 1 or Lance number 1, Purdy number 2. We need a really strong third string QB. If Derek Carr came in, he would be QB1, Lance would be 2, then Purdy. But that's great. That would be great if we have those 3 quarterbacks. But let's take a look at the quarterbacks that are free agents right now. So let's pull this up just a second. So this is the list here of the free agents. Tom Brady's at the top of the list, but he's obviously retired. We got Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Jimmy G. So Jimmy G, we're not going to have him next season. Kyle Shanahan already said he does not see a scenario getting Jimmy G back. It would be great to have him, but I feel so bad for Jimmy. Like we've strung him along so long. He needs to just move on and be successful somewhere else. And I really do hope the best for Jimmy G. So there's Sam Darnold, but a lot of people are saying he's going to stay with Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater, it would be very interesting. He's more of a mobile QB. He'd fit pretty well in our offense, so he would be a good person to get. But I'm sure Miami would like to keep him, especially with the issues with Tua. Daniel Jones is on the list, but he's going to be staying with New York most likely. We got Case Keenum. He's a solid backup. I wouldn't mind having him as a third string. I know he's bounced around the league, but definitely Case Keenan is better than why am I blanking? Josh Johnson as a third. It would be amazing if we could get Jacoby Brissett, but he's not going to be a third string QB anywhere. But the funny thing is, all these quarterbacks, if they come to the Niners, the chances of them playing are very high. I know that's crazy to say for a third stringer, but when you're on the Niners, quarterbacks go down. So you're going to probably most likely play if you're a third string quarterback. I see, Geno Smith on the list. Obviously, he did very well with Seattle. I feel like Seattle would keep him. He wants to stay with Seattle. I wouldn't mind Joe Flacco. I know he's really old and getting towards the end of his career. I wouldn't mind Joe Flacco as a QB3 for us because of his experience, and he could just throw the ball, hand it off, just get the job done. But I worry about him being too slow, taking sacks. I also wouldn't mind having Andy Dalton. I know he's bounced around lately, but Andy Dalton's one of those quarterbacks you could kind of rely on him to throw the ball accurately. I know he has those picks, his issues, but he's a guy you could rely on. He has that starting QB experience, and I wouldn't mind Andy Dalton as a QB3. Obviously, CJ Beathard, we had him on the Niners years ago, and he did decent for us. So him as a QB3, bringing him back, that'd be kind of interesting. He's played with Kyle Shanahan before, so that wouldn't be bad. And then there's some other quarterbacks on this list that we probably wouldn't be able to get, like Lamar Jackson, obviously. We'd have to pay him pretty heavy. Nick Mullins, bringing him back, that could be interesting. But like I said, and look, there's Josh Johnson on that list right there. But like I said, all we need is a good QB3 and a better QB3 than Josh Johnson. And I think there's a lot of QBs out there that are willing to be on the Niners because they know it's going to be a winning team. They know there's going to be a lot of offensive weapons for next season. So any quarterback going to the Niners knows they have a really good shot at playing. And, it doesn't hurt to get a solid QB3. And I really want to know what you guys think. Who could be our third quarterback for the 49ers? Please comment below and let me know who you think would be. And if I didn't mention a certain quarterback today that you think will be a quarterback on the Niners, please throw it in the comments. So I'm going to end the video here. Like I said before, these are the top two quarterbacks that are staying with the Niners, obviously. My opinion, Trey Lance will be starting for us. Even if we get another quarterback in the offseason, unless it's Derek Carr. Derek Carr will be QB1, then Lance, then Purdy. But if we don't get him and we just get another random QB, it's going to be Lance number 1. We're going to give him another shot. Purdy number 2 until he gets healthy, but probably that third string quarterback will be at number 2 until Purdy's healthy. But you already know we're bringing Purdy back because we got to give him another shot. He did amazing for us. And I know the 49ers fan base loves Purdy. So Purdy number 2, and then whoever we bring in, hopefully Andy Dalton type, Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater, a quarterback like that as the number 3, maybe even Joe Flacco. So again, let me know in the comments what you think of who will be the 49ers QBs next season. And definitely don't forget to like the video. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It'd be very much appreciated. And stay tuned for the next video. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.